Kazakhstan, Serbia, Azerbaijan, Tunisia, and Kyrgyzstan.
So the referee with the final instructions, that's Bижамов on the right-hand side, Ummataliев on the left. Bижамov in his semi-final in particular just made it very difficult for his opponent to land on him. He didn't at times throw all that much himself, but it was a kind of masterclass in reflexes. Ummataliев just quickly to the centre of the ring there, let go with a couple to the body. He's a southpaw, he's in red. And Bижамov, who can switch, but will mostly box out of the orthodox stance, he's in blue. Good right hand on the inside there from Ummataliев, and then the left hand into the body was a good shot. He started with some pace here, with some urgency and with some accuracy. And Bижамov just gets a hold of him, maybe just trying to disrupt that rhythm early on. The referee didn't call break originally, I don't think he did anyway, and Ummataliев just let Bижамov have one to the body. Looking for that left hand there, Ummataliев. Bижamov tucked up nicely. Referee just having a quick word with Bижamov there about a touch of holding. Long left hand there from Ummataliев, landed, smile from Bижamov, but it landed again there. He got his own right hand back, but as we head towards the midway stage of round one, it's the fighter in red who has landed the more significant shot so far. There's that lead left again, and it gets there. It's not doing any damage, he's pulling back there, Bижamov, and I think that landed too, and he's got to be careful of that because he just keeps getting caught. Right hand from Ummataliев, followed by that left. Bижamov is finding it a little bit difficult to locate the target at the minute. Maybe he'll be better just trying to go down to the body for a spell. That left hand lead again is proving to be a problem for Bижamov, who tries to let his right go and walks onto that straight left again into the final minute of round one. He's to southpaw here, Bижamov. Little jab to the body there from Ummataliев. Got caught by left as he closed in there, Ummataliев. And then through the left into the body again. And then it gets a bit untidy, as it has done in stages. But when it hasn't been untidy, the fighter who's landed the more clean punches has been in red there, just a wide split stance, really just springing from the outside, and there goes the bell.
First round, we're right from the opening bell. Ummataliев with some really eye-catching punches to the body, shoveled in a couple with the palm turned upwards just above the belt line, and he brought about a visible reaction from Bижамov. Then he was having some straight shot successes upstairs, snaking out shots like that from his southpaw stance, and there's an example of the body shot we were just referring to. So Bижamov with his own successes, but I think the greater number of successes came from the man in red, and I think he's done enough to take the round.
Well, the scores will come up in a second. Well, it's split. 3 for Ummataliев, 2 for Bижamov. I think that is a very good result for Джамбулат Bижамov. We know how important it can be if you can get a couple of cards when maybe it looked like you weren't going to get them, and that looked to me like it did to you to be a clear round for the red corner. I didn't think it was hard to score, but Bижамov has got his hands on a couple of cards there, so a 3-2 split in the first round. Well, the referee giving them plenty of time to work it out on the inside. I think he might want to get in there a little bit quicker, because when they end up there, generally all it does is run down the clock. He's looking for a single left hand there, a left hand lead, and Ummatalia didn't land it, and again they just end up on each other's shoulders. And if I was a referee, I'd be tempted as soon as that happens now just to get in there and pull them apart, because we just lose a few seconds every time it happens. Bit of redness on the bridge of the nose there of Bижамов, and the exchange on the inside, I don't think so either one of them really come out on top. There's that left-hand lead from Ummatalia, and it's very stodgy stuff in this second round so far, just over a minute in. Good looping left hand there from Bижамов, that landed, and in a round like this, it could come down to a handful of punches really, as to who wins it. Because I don't think a lot clean is going to be landed, because we've just seen a lot of this. And I think this kind of dynamic suits Bижамов better. Right hand on the inside there, landed up to the head from Bижамов. I think the left to the body just before that from Ummatalia might have got there. It all gets quite frenetic, because I think they know it's only a matter of time before they end up in a clinch. And so when they're firing in the few seconds before that, it's almost like they know that is their brief window to try and land something into the final minute of round two. A 3-2 split in the scoring in round one. Right hand on the inside there from Bижамов, unmistakably landed. And again, well, the referee taps him on the shoulder there, and generally I'm a fan of referees allowing fighters to work it out themselves on the inside, but I think this is one of those fights where it'd be good for us, for the spectators, if he just got it nice and quick. Good 1-2 there from Ummatalia. Bижамов landed just before that. Now, can somebody go and grab this towards the end of the round? I've got Bижамov with his nose in front here, but not much more than that. Left hand there from the big Russian. Final few seconds of what has been a little bit of a frustrating round to watch.
So the second round in the books, both men seeking to play counter-puncher for large portions of that round. When they weren't entwined in a clinch, they were on the edge of range, feinting, trying to get something in their favour. And as you pointed out during commentary, Andy, that low punch output, that paucity of scoring punches, I think brings the man in blue right into this. Because I thought he was outscored and outworked and outboxed in the first round, but he managed to take a share of two of the cards, which I think is really unfortunate from the Kazakh boxer's point of view. Excuse me, from the Uzbek boxer's point of view. But with the low punch output, well, look at that. It's a clean sweep of the card for Bижамов.
And I don't have any argument with that. I think he won that round, but what we should have here going into the third and final round is a fight poised with 5 cards and 19-19. That's what we should have, and we don't have it. Bijamov's got a good advantage here, but if he can get enough of this final round, Ummatalia, he can get it to bout review. And then those scores, those 2 other scores, we don't know where they stand, and they could be seeing it differently. They may have seen that first round differently. Anything is possible, but he's got an advantage here, Bижамов, that much we do know. And again, as you say, he launches that right hand, he moves in, and Ummataliev, I think in these situations, could be doing a bit more just to try and get himself free, or demonstrate to the referee that he wants to get free, that he's finding it frustrating, and maybe just force the ref's hand a bit to get in there a bit quicker. Because he's initiated quite a lot of that holding, Bижамов, but the referee at no point has really threatened to take a point or anything like that. A minute of this final round has slipped by. Three drawn cards. If he can get a couple of them, Ummataliev, he would take it to bout review. If he can get all 3 of them, even better, of course. Bижамov can get 2 of them, and he will go through without any need for that review. Left-handed to the body there from Ummataliев, and then just backs off a little bit. And there's a left to the body again, and then does continue to let his hands go. That was a good exchange for him. And Bижамов again just gets a hold of him, leans on him. I think there's a little bit of damage to the bridge of the nose, is it, that Bижамov? That was turning a bit red earlier in the fight, but I think there's some blood now. I think that's happened to him quite a few times before, given the shape of that beak. Just over a minute remaining in the round, and they both just bang away to the body. Good jab there from Bижамov. The referee hasn't seen the need to stop this and send him to the doctor. We're so close to the end of the fight. And it's Ummataliев who's leaning on, and it's this time the red fighter that the referee's having a little bit of a word with as the clock runs down. I'm not sure there's been a clear winner in this final round. Bижамov just looking to make a bit of space and let his hands go. Same thing for Ummataliев. 10 seconds. And again, it's been messy in this third round. And they'll finish in a clinch, I think, which is rather fitting. There goes the bell, and just a reminder of the scores going into that final round. Bижamov 2 points clear with two of the judges, and he will keep hold of those two cards because there's no way Ummataliев has won that final round 10-8. So then it all comes down really to those three cards that were poised at 19-19.
Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, and now IBA World Champion, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Russia, Джамбулат Бижамов.
So Bижamov gets it by unanimous decision. It was a 3-2 split in his favour in that final round, and the way the scores
on the inside for both, as Джамбулат Бижамов received that World Championship gold medal.
Ты победил в финале чемпиона мира, действующего чемпиона мира. Вот скажи, ты ощущаешь себя чемпионом сейчас, вот уже в поясе?
Да, ощущаем. Я лично начал стал чемпионом мира, выиграл эти соревнования, и соперники были серьезные. Но этой победой в финале на действующем чемпионе мира, я думаю, закрыл все вопросы всех хейтеров и недоброжелателей.
У адекватных людей не было вообще никаких вопросов.